It was a good time at the dress. It was a good time. I got a lot of time left. I'm gonna kill some time by eating lunch and having fun. I got a Coke, got me a sub from Subway, and that's all I'm gonna do. Turn the TV on, watch a little news, watch a lot of beer. That's all I'm gonna do. I gotta have some beer in my face. I have no water. I need water. I need lots of water. That's what I need. YouTube. Got tons of videos to upload later, so I'll upload those after I eat. I got 2 cameras to upload. This camera I'm filming right now, and then the car camera. That's all I gotta upload today, which could take a couple hours to a couple days. Most likely a couple hours before I actually start uploading all this crap. All these other videos. I gotta get to the car show now. I'm gonna eat some food and relax. I'm hungry. Eat my sub. Blue Bunny. Went bankrupt twice. I want Sambaro. One of these days, because Sambaro was in Michigan.
What's up, guys? I'm Teddy Mayo. Welcome. And I'm still standing in the same place I did my last intro, in the middle of the river. Don't ask me why. It was the only place with good lighting. I can tell you one thing. Kayla's freezing. I'm freezing. And I really got to pee. But there's houses all around me, and I don't think anybody wants to see it.
You alright?
Without further ado, one of
you alright?
fantastic people to keep this show going by burning work like this fantastic digital
You alright?
I'm wearing right now. You can grab a shadow and some merch over at PettyMayo.tv. And if you want to see the next episode of Self and Bounty Hunter Season 9 before it appears here publicly on YouTube, click that join button.
You alright, baby?
Become a member today. And now, giving a shout out to Jason, BJJ Master 1642.
Huh?
Shut Boy, Connor.
I don't know. Go through it right away.
Patty Mayo is awesome. New Jersey, Justice, Steel, Corbin,
I got
Nebraska,
Lucky Max then.
Canadian, Coco, Butter, Chris.
Lucky Max.
Austin will be a cop.
Yeah, it's Max.
Caden,
Max threw up.
from Wisconsin, FPD, weekend night shifts. How about us? Seth Customer, pronounce Customer, Wall, Alex, Stupid, hashtag banned for life. Isaiah, Walt, Jordan, the Almighty, Noah, Double D, Gil Gaines, Eddie Moss, Keja, 31 is the name. Ducky Andrew from Wisconsin.
Does feel like the final outpost of the U.S. There's enormous statues of Lenin and booths and memorials. The amount of Soviet pride bonkers, dude. There are a few hidden parts of the world that most of us will be shocked exist today. And when I heard about the region we're about to travel to, I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
There's a uncontrolled region of Moldova.
Hidden behind a highly militarized border, this region is, in fact, a country that doesn't exist. But this isn't a made-up micronation like we've covered in the past. This place has a population of close to 500,000 people. They've built their own army, have their own flag, their own president, currency, and even national anthem. They call themselves the Prinazdrovian Moldavian Republic, also known by outsiders as Transnistria. The country was founded in very shady circumstances, but the strangest part about this fake country is that they consider themselves the final stronghold the Soviet Union.
Transnistria, a small strip of land between Moldova and Ukraine, has been disputed territory since the fall of the Soviet Union.
It declared itself as a Soviet republic in 1990.
The symbols of the old Soviet Union still...
Blue Raven 666 YouTube.
Other than a few other unrecognized countries.
Blue Raven.
So I got my first job when I was 17, and it's pretty crazy looking back on it. I was just laying around my parents' house one summer, bored out of my mind, with only $20 to my name, and I distinctly remember thinking, I really need to get a job. So that's what I did, and my poor feet have not known peace since. I've actually got a lot of stories from the various jobs I've worked in the past. Some of them I've managed to share on here in previous videos, but I have a lot more stories that I haven't shared that I love to bring up to friends, family, and new coworkers, because they're pretty insane. So today, I'm going to be telling you guys about the craziest things, or most interesting things, that have ever happened to me while I was on the clock at each of my previous places of employment. So my first job, the one that I wound up getting because I was bored, was as a bagger and carryout at this little mom-and-pop grocery store in my hometown. I'm not going to mention any of these places by name, only because I have no idea how many problems I'd wind up causing by doing so. The thing that you should know about this particular store, along with a good chunk of people in my hometown, is that the owners and managers there were all really conservative. For context, this was the place I was working at when I came out as trans, and let's just say they weren't the most accepting people in my life at the time. What's important to keep in mind about this place is that everybody that worked there went by a nickname, which the manager would give us within our first few weeks of employment. Mine started off as T-Dog because of my dead name, and because the manager thought it sounded cool. But it very quickly changed over to a different nickname, thanks to one of my coworkers that I was also going to school with. And this nickname got a lot of weird looks from the customers that heard him say it. Beaner. My nickname at this job was Beaner.
Oh.
And it's not derogatory for me because I'm very much a basic, boring white boy, but my dead name is Christina, and I was called Tina for short. And the coworker that I mentioned, we've actually known each other since kindergarten, and I think we were in like 4th or 5th grade when he started calling me Teen or Beaner. Eventually, it just got shortened to Beaner. I don't know, it was years before I learned what Beaner actually meant, and that it's, well, it's not a nice thing to call somebody that's Mexican or Hispanic. Anyway, when I came out as trans, I thought it wouldn't be that big of a deal, given that we all had nicknames. Yeah, no, my bosses absolutely refused to acknowledge the fact that I was trans. I wasn't allowed to go by my preferred name, Eli, because, and I quote, it wasn't my real name or on any of my legal documents. Well, neither is Beaner, and you call me that every single day. Luckily, my coworkers at the time could see what a massive pile of bullshit this was, and they referred to me as Eli when my bosses weren't looking. The managers at that store still refer to me as Beaner whenever I shop there, by the way. My second job was at a factory that made ranch dressing, and no, it's not Hidden Valley.
Oh.
It's another major dip and dressing brand that we have here in Michigan.
Spartan.
Anyways, I worked in the sanitation department. Basically, my job was to make sure that the floors were always clean and sanitized around the facility. I was basically just a janitor, but it paid good. $17 an hour, can't beat that. I'm still mad at myself for walking off that job. Anyways, given that this was a factory that made mostly ranch, you can imagine that there were times when the other cleaners and I had to clean up some pretty nasty spills. But nothing, and I mean nothing, that I've experienced before or since can compare to the time when I was faced with a high-low that dropped a 60-gallon drum of vanilla Greek yogurt dressing
Oh.
all over the floor. Oh my god, it took me and the other sanitation workers hours to clean this mess up. We used squeegees, we used shovels, we used mops. It was bad. It got all over our boots, all over our aprons, all over our clothes. It stuck to our gloves so our fingers would be sticking together. And what made it worse was that all of this took place in the cooler. So we spent up to 5 hours of our night wet, sticky, and cold. This situation definitely wasn't helped by the fact that there would be high-low drivers that would try to drive through the spill and would end up getting stuck. To be fair, this spill did happen in front of one of the high-low doors that went into the cooler, but there was another door that they could use 2 aisles over. When the sanitation workers say you can't drive through the dressing spill, don't drive through the dressing spill. You're gonna get stuck. This was also the job that gave me a total sailor mouth. I grew up in a very sheltered household where I wasn't allowed to cuss or swear, so whenever I'd get mad, I'd say things like, "Oh, biscuits," or "Gosh darn it," or "This stupid piece of garbage." And one day, this dude named Juan, I called him Juanito because he was short, he was like, "You know, you're allowed to cuss if you want. We're all factory workers here. We don't give a flying fuck." So, thank you, Juan. You gave me a profanity button, and now I don't know how to turn it off. My first job was a freight handling position in a warehouse that supplies one of the big chain grocery stores we have here in Michigan. And even though it paid...
Myers. It was Myers. We're getting Myers, so I know what you're talking about. Work at Myers. What do you do? I work at Myers too. That would have been Myers. I worked at Myers too, lady. Myers is the biggest train guy in the state of Michigan.
Paid very well, it was competitive pay, and just about everyone at this facility worked themselves to the bone every single day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't call these types of places sweatshops for nothing, people. I'd say the only pro that this job offered me was that it was manual labor, so I basically got a full body workout every single day. Like seriously, I could toss 40 to 60 pound boxes like they were basketballs. But everything else was a con. It was loud, it was dirty, and we'd work until the work was done. Meaning you could be there 6 to 8 hours, a normal work day, or you could be there 12 to 14 or more hours. My shift started at high noon every single day, and sometimes I'd get out at like 8 or 9 p.m., Sometimes I didn't come home until about midnight or 2 a.m. It sucked. Now, this facility was massive. It had about 600 to 800 doors for trucks, and I'm willing to bet that it was at least 3/4 of a mile in length. Meaning that if you got in and you met the boss man at door number 412, and he put you on door 28, get ready to walk, because that's literally half a mile away. And I know that because that's exactly what happened to me. I finished a truck, and my boss put me on another that was on the clear opposite side of the building. And there were no shortcuts. Sometimes people broke the rules and hitched a ride standing on the forks of forklifts and high-lows that would drive back and forth, but I didn't get that. And my boss got mad at me when it took me 20 minutes to walk all the way to door 28 from 412. And then my coworkers got mad at me for being out of breath for trying to hustle my way there. In a weird way, I actually kind of miss working at that warehouse, but I do not miss my boss or the way things were run. If they made my line lead the boss and maybe put a transport service for when we got sent to the other side of the freaking warehouse, I might think about going back. But overall, 3 out of 10. Definitely would not recommend. My fourth job was my first official gig as a janitor and custodian. I worked for a company at this huge high school in Battle Creek that I'm pretty sure could pass for a mini college campus. It had 3 floors to it, 8 stairwells, 2 elevators, and a pool. And there were only like 4 or 5 of us at any given time to clean the entire building. Again, it sucked.
Battle Creek.
Okay, so one day I got a call at 1 o'clock in the morning from my boss asking if I could cover the morning shift at the elementary school to this district, on top of my 8-hour shift at the high school. And me, being the good little drone that I am, said, sure thing, no problem. And then I didn't sleep for the rest of the night because I was constantly thinking about having to wake up early to make it to the elementary school by 9 a.m. I ended up working from 9 o'clock in the morning all the way to 9:30 at night on no sleep. And when I got home, I immediately went upstairs and fell asleep. The roommates that I was living with at the time saw and heard the whole thing go down. And by the whole thing, I mean me. My friend Ben says he tried saying hi to me when I walked through the door, but I just kinda zombie walked past him, went up the stairs to my bedroom, and collapsed in my bed. And this is how I found out that when I am severely sleep deprived and overworked, I snore loudly. To quote my roommates, I sounded like the biggest lumberjack in the biggest forest, cutting down the biggest tree with the biggest chainsaw they had ever heard in their lives. And they were hearing me do this through the living room ceiling, which sat right below my bedroom. Yeah, I wound up sleeping 12 and a half hours straight and taking the following day off. My fifth job, which I was at for a year and a half, was another custodial company that worked for my local school district. And I was placed at the middle school originally, but then they moved me to the upper elementary school for reasons? I don't really know. I think they just needed the help more at the time. Honestly, not much really ever happened aside from, the usual. Take out the trash, wipe down desks and counters, clean the bathrooms, vacuum the classrooms, scrub the floors in the hallways and the cafeteria. And normally, doing all of this took me about 9 to 10 hours for the school. Here's the thing though. I was supposed to have a set schedule of 8 hours per night and be out of the building by 11 p.m. But that's not how it would normally go down. I'd always go over my time, and what was worse was that the school had a security alarm that was programmed to set itself at midnight every single night. And if anyone was inside the school after that time, motion sensors would trigger the alarm and send a signal to the nearest police station. So, for every single weeknight for an entire year, the police would be notified that someone was inside the local elementary school after hours and go see what the cause was, only to see my dumb ass waiting for them at the door. This was such a common occurrence that they started expecting it. They started to expect it. It became routine, and thanks to that, I have a very good relationship with my local police department that is still going strong to this day. Then I left that job to do YouTube for 6 months. Honestly, I think the best part about that time was during September of 2020, where I'd hop in my car and drive somewhere peaceful and quiet, like my local and state parks, sit on a picnic table, and work on videos. For the record, during that entire 6-month period, my parents had no idea that I'd quit my day job to pursue YouTube, because I just knew I was going to get a lecture from them. So for 8 hours per day, from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m., I drive myself to one location or another to work on videos under the guise of going to my janitorial job. Honestly, it was the best month for me in 2020, and I really wish I could go back to it. Of course, as I've mentioned in the past, eventually YouTube stopped paying the bills and I had to go back to work. I think my attempt to do a Halloween marathon where I uploaded a video every single day caused me to burn out, which, if you look at the videos I've posted since then, seems to have impacted my ability to make and upload content on a regular basis up to this day. The job I wound up getting was another janitorial position, and this was the job that tried to frame me for a crime I didn't commit, which I made an entire video about
Yep,
already.
remember that.
That would have to be the most eventful thing that ever happened to me at that job. And if you're wondering how that situation wound up panning out, I don't know. I haven't heard anything more on the matter, and I most certainly wasn't charged with anything. So, apart from that incident, I would have to say something else that happened, which I'm quite proud of actually, is that I cleaned up and renovated an entire garden that this school had in the middle of the building. During the pandemic, nobody bothered to maintain this garden, and it became overrun with a bunch of vines and ivy and weeds, so they sent me in to clean this place up, and honestly, I kind of like doing it. Maybe I should pursue a career in gardening or landscaping. That might be nice. Which brings us to where we are today. Currently, I'm a full-time third shifter working at a gas station near to where I live, and honestly, not a lot of interesting stories to tell. Since it's customer service, I do have to deal with the occasional drunk or stoner or out-of-towner looking for directions, and every so often I get a Karen, oh, I have a story about that. Okay. So this happened about 2 or 3 months after my dad passed away. A lady comes in one night while I'm working at about 10:30 or 11 o'clock, so just as I'm starting my shift. All she's getting is a Mountain Dew, and she tells me that the chip to her debit card is broken. But that's okay, because she comes in here all the time, and the clerk...
Okay, that's enough of that. Winston, YouTube.
I really needed to lose some weight for help.
Surfer Sweeper dry cloths grab dust and hair and lock it away. Better than a broom. Love it or your money back.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we're in our 1995 full body style power trim. For those of you that don't know, this year is our 2010. Today's episode, if we can make it 12 Guess we're just gonna wing it. Guys, that was the first clip I ever turned a camera on and recorded for YouTube. That was over 4 years ago, and the little did I know, winging it would get me this far. Guys, this is the garage that we started out in. This is where we built the Fummins and did a bunch of engine swaps, and all the beginning stuff of the channel happened right here in this garage. And the thing is, I thought this garage was the nicest thing in the world. It was really, really hot in the summer, really, really cold in the winter. But my grandmother let me clean it out and let me use it for whatever I wanted to use it for. At one point, it got to the point where we needed more room. So I rented this place. And the thing is, for the first time ever, I had the ability to use a 2-post lift. And this shop, I thought, was the most epic thing in the world. We ended up building the Raptor in here. We built Tater. We built the Helljet. We built the Smokestack. We built so many cool things inside this shop. But the thing is, I never really had a shop that was mine. I never really had something that I owned. I rented this one. That one out there was my grandma's. And I always wanted something that was mine. Well, guys, it's finally time.
No way. You own an office now?
Where's the key to the smart car?
What the hell?
For the last 4 months, I've been keeping a secret from you. For the last 4 months, I've been building the most epic place to build cars, break them, and build them again. I've been building the horse battle Atlas. The thing is like not only do we have a shop to build cars in, we have a burnout pad to test them in, right? We also have a cabin to hang out in and acreage over there that we can test more cars in. But first things first, let me show you the shop. Guys, I'll be honest, this shop didn't really start off this nice. Because when I bought this place, the only thing that was here was the cabin and this building. And this building wasn't very nice in here. We started off, we poured concrete, we did dirt work. We fixed the concrete floor that fell down over there. We put the walls up inside the building. We did lights, electrical. We did all of this to bring it to where the point is now. And I don't really feel like it's fully done yet. But all of that ends that we now have a really, really nice shop to work in. Also, we had a bunch of... Well, ignore that. We had a bunch of people that are really, really awesome come in and support our shop, like boltsandnuts.com. They gave us 17,500 bolts. Yeah. I can bolt the world together. And you might notice, right? These big ass beautiful lifts here, and these are from BidPack because BidPack hooked us up in a major way. They got us 2 12,000-pound lifts, a tire machine, a tire balancer, a parts washer, and a goddamn air compressor that if I flip on, will make a windstorm in Kansas. Oh, let me show you the most important part.
Holy shit, the
Go
shitter.
bathroom. Hey, that might not sound like a lot, but our old shop just had like maybe a shack in the corner is like the best way to put it. The other thing is though, right, if you can tell, we have a bunch of concrete. And if you can tell by all the marks on the ground, this is our new burnout pad. Well, but give me a second, let me show you how it works. Here's the thing also is, here at our burnout pad, it's a fancy burnout pad. We have valet for our burnout cars. Now the thing is, guys, most people have a really, really nice deck, but I've got a Jesus deck. It's holy. Alright, let me go ahead and show you inside where all the magic happens. Now guys, I've moved everything that I own in this bad boy. It's a little bit dirty, but we're fully set up. Ta-da! The Diet Peppers, Twinkies. Would you like Twinkies? No. Here. Yeah, pretty much. Ready to go. Got TV? I'm good, I'm chilling.
I see one problem here, though.
What's that?
Where am I going to sit at?
Oh. I guess I probably need some more burn. Bro, what did you do? Mother, that was you. This is my very nice dual trailer, right? It's went years without getting f***ed up. He pulls it one time, hits a Bigfoot in southern Arkansas. The race car hauler and furniture hauler. Oh my God, it's a box. I went to Sam's Club and I spent like $2,000 that I shouldn't have spent, but I bought a $2,000 air fryer and got a free couch. Off-roading a couch. No, I bet it'll be comfy once we get it inside, down to the box though. This feels like either a podcast set is getting ready to happen, or I'm getting ready to talk to you about your work performance. I have noticed that you're taking a lot of breaks lately to pour more oil into your truck. So would you like to discuss this matter, Eddie? I need a discount on oil. Yeah, that's what I thought. You're fired. This is my firing chair. I feel really good in this. I feel like I can fire people. I mean, do you think tears would stain it? Alright, so which one do you think wins? The four-wheeler? I got smart car now. No. Hey, Cameron was just off and he said he thinks four-wheeler's gonna win. I think smart car. I don't know. You know what this means? Somebody grab jump pack. We're starting this bitch back up. Welcome to This versus That, Real Horsepower Edition. Here in this corner, I got the 200cc four-wheeler. In that corner, we have the smart car. Now, I'll be honest, I'm on team smart car. I don't even know what I'm doing riding the four-wheeler besides throw Logan is scared. This thing has one cylinder, and I'm not sure it's all there. I'm pretty sure it's only running on about half a cylinder at the moment. So I'm not sure it's going to win. It might. I don't know. We'll see. me. We're not going to count about that. But he went against him. You know, we'll just say that, right? I feel like I should start trying that. And I should get something that I think's going to work. What I love is how I'm paying all these guys hourly just to drag race with me with another smart car versus my four-wheeler. I'm not sure if this will feed him or not, but I'm sure we'll give it a shot.
With new Cascade Platinum Plus, I load this and get this. Dare to dish differently.
That's not good. What happened? It didn't go. Well, I just broke the Corvette. Oh, no! Oh, God, no! Hey, I thought these Corvette diffs were supposed to be tough. Well, here's the good news. We got a thing to fix in the shop for the first time. Man, I feel lied to. Everyone's told me that Corvettes are almost unbreakable. You see them out there running 7 quarter miles of factory rear ends and look, just a little smart car racing and it breaks. Hey, I have a feeling that diff is supposed to be one piece, not two pieces.
That's interesting.
That's quite interesting.
Oh, and about to be a third piece.
Oh, it's going to be a 4-piece rear diff.
Oh, yeah, here's another one.
Dude, it broke the whole diff in half. Well, does anybody know where I can get a rear end for a 99 Corvette? If so, DM me on Instagram, WestonGW. Oh, and also, if you're just good looking and you want to send flowers, go ahead and say that. Ain't that right, Al?
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's awesome.
I'm glad you're my friend.
Guys, welcome to the Horsepower Lab. Well, actually, welcome to the Horsepower Proving Ground. Because not only does our new place have a laboratory, have a house, it also has its own very own off-road park. This probably I just cut with me just running over all these trees. What are you gonna make us off-road for? Alright, I think the secret is just flat. Silent destroyer! Alright guys, as you can see, all the trees are gone off the proving ground. So now it's time to see how good the Bronco will go down this hill. And then, once we go down and we're in the hole, there's another place that we got to try to get out of over there. I'm not sure it will, but we'll find out. I should take that tree out! We're doing it now! It's way steeper now that I'm in the car. If I walk in my hubs, I think it's about getting ready to get serious.
CC8.
Feels like a lot's happening! Something's not right. I figured out why the four-wheel drive's not working. I broke the axle. It's supposed to be together. Now I'm 2 pieces. Okay, that explains why the four-wheel drive's not working. I think it's about time we go get something that's a little bit more capable, though. I think this bad boy will make it. Let's find out. Forget how much I love this thing. I never take it out because I always end up upside down, but I do still love it. I have my own off-road park. You know how much time I'm going to spend out here not getting anything else done besides for doing off-roading? Imagine taking the smart car through that, or the Corvette, or a Lamborghini, or your mom. Guys, I'll be honest, this is a really, really big accomplishment for us, and I have been dreaming about something like this since as long as I can remember. And it's amazing in the last 4 years how far we've come. And the thing is, it's going to be amazing to see what we do from this point going forward. Thank you all for subscribing. Thank you all for watching our videos. And welcome to the Horsepower Labs. Bye. I said bye!
Fuck you, bae.
This is a jetpack.
Because today, Nutrisystem has an offer for you that you don't want to miss.
Before I lost the weight, I definitely wasn't feeling like myself. It was a difficult time for me.
The picture showed this huge guy, and I'm like, oh my God, is that me?
Now is the time for you to try Nutrisystem with food that is new for 2023. To
Fox
lose
Sports
weight
1.
and get healthy.
And if you date,
For you. So thank you. We hope you like your work.
For the first time since WrestleMania, Roman Reigns returns, and the World Heavyweight Championship tournament continues.
YouTube.